This mud farm is the best on Bedrock, but it uses way too much slime. So today we're building this cheap and easy slime farm. Hi, I'm Fred, and welcome back to the Forever Bedrock Realm. Cheap and easy because we don't have to go into the nether. Yes, there's a lot of magma blocks, but those can actually be gathered from ruined nether portals around the overworld. Now, if you've been watching Il Mango, and you should be, even if you're a Bedrock player like I am, because his farms are fascinating and always entertaining. Now, the thing about translating farm designs from Java to Bedrock is that sometimes they work exactly the same. And as soon as I can think of an example, I will give it to you. Oh. The original, you have to go back like 11 or 12 years. Ethos Lab had the mob spawner that was like kind of in the air. I think that technically works in both, although it's not really good in either anymore. This farm doesn't rely on slime chunks at all. You don't have to dig down. In fact, you want to stay above ground. Not this far up. This is the AFK spot. I'm no stranger to building slime farms in swamps. The first farm I like to build on a Let's Play, or when I'm playing on a world, is a general hostile mob farm in a swamp, because that way I can also get slimes in addition to all the other drops. This is Foxy No-Tail's add-on for armor stands, and one of the things it does is show us a spawn radius, because I'm pretty sure the principles of the Java version that Il Mango came up with are sound, but I'm also fairly certain that the sizing is wrong. I think he had to build his much higher up. Now here in a proper swamp, we get our little froggy friends. Your cousins are doing a bang-up job on the last video. The Froglight farm? Thanks. The first step is to find yourself a swamp. And it doesn't have to be a big swamp. We're only going to use a little bit of it. The important part is to have a 27 by 27 space that is water. And if there's some land in there, you can remove it and it's fine. But we just want water underneath our spawning platforms. And since you're going to be in water, you may not have anything in there to build off of. You could build from the bottom. Swamps are terrible because they're murky, except for right at that transition. And drown do spawn in there and will attack you. There's a trick to adding stuff where you don't have to go down all the way to the bottom. And you can do this floating. That's actually how I created it. You see this platform? Obviously, I didn't build that from the bottom. Oh, and obviously I've been hit by a trident. Thanks for showing yourself. That reminds me. Technically, it's Sunday. New challenge. Should have finished this farm yesterday. Guess holding arrows for a while. A useful offhand in Bedrock would be amazing. Go back out to your spot. Try not to get attacked. And as you're floating here, you want to get into a good spot. This is kind of hard to do. Dang it! This is a really dangerous area. Okay, so obviously you want to do this quickly. Get out there. Don't try to get the spot you actually want to be under. Just get next to it. And from that point, you can build on top and then carry over. And then go down. I say go down and over. And down. And there. And that's where you can climb up. On your center point, put one redstone at 66. Because slimes will spawn from 50 to 69, and we want it as high as possible. So each side of the farm is an odd number, but the way we're going to build our rail pickup is going to be 90 or 9 by 10. You can use full blocks here, you can use top slabs. Build it out 4 in each direction on either side of the redstone line. Now pick a side that you're going to collect your items from. I'm going to pick this corner nearest to that little island there. And not on the corner, but next to it, you want to put a double chest. Then take out the blocks above it, or if you were smart, you didn't actually fill in these 2 spots because you watched this video ahead of time. See, I'm only recording it now, so I couldn't watch it ahead of time, so that means I'm going to make these mistakes. So now you're going to want to fill out this rail line in such a way that it makes a giant circle. So what I like to do is just start next to my hoppers. If you do in the corner, you can put those hoppers anywhere you want. You can put them in the middle if you want, I don't care. We only need 1 powered rail there, though. You're going to have to zigzag back and forth, or else your corners will link up wrong. You just don't want that. Now is a good time to clean up all the stuff you put down underneath it, except for one spot because we still need to get up here. So the next step is to start building a platform around here. For that, we want magma blocks 3 around. Except for the center block, it has to be some other solid block, top slab, something. Make it a solid block. Now get whatever solid block you're using, it has to be a solid block here. To get up on here, crouch if you're going to be near the magma blocks. And from the center, you want to count out 13. So it's 1, 2, 3 is the magma blocks. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, counting with Fred. Do that in all 4 sides and connect it up into one giant square. Oh yeah, make sure you put a minecart down there before you start covering it up. It'll be much harder later. Now that you've built your platform out of, whatever blocks you just happen to have lying around, and the frogs have jumped up and started enjoying themselves. It's really funny to see them jump from tree to tree. I don't remember seeing any videos of this when they were talking about the frogs coming out, because they kept showing us mangrove swamps. These have much shorter trees, so now they're tree frogs. Where was I? Oh yeah, now that we've got this part done, we need to throw up a couple of walls around it. Pig nose. Now in his video, Il Mango had these as stairs, and there was a reason, probably having to do with spawns. But we're on Bedrock. Light goes through stairs, and if you want to make these stairs, and you have to put blocks all around it, it's just a pain. It's really not worth it. On top of this, I'm going to put tinted glass. You can put solid blocks. I like to see in. Leave a gap open at one corner just so you can get in and out. Next, let's build a little cage for an iron golem. Boo, boo, boo. I love how a short fence can keep in a super tall mob. Makes total sense. I dislike creating iron golems in these situations just because they're so finicky on this version. Hey buddy, how's it going? Oh, I saw you from over there. How'd you get me? Stop being so fast. Where's the other one? You stay down there. Now, because we don't want any solid blocks below this, I grabbed a boat so I can get my material, get all the items. Which I think is a pretty good idea. I suggest you do it too. That's what our ceiling will look like. Our walls will go up another block. We'll put in a slab ceiling, solid roof on top of that, and then some stairs over there. This all has purpose. This is because we need 3 spaces for the large slimes to spawn in, but we don't want Endermen coming in and stealing stuff out of here, so we put a slab there. We put this on there so the light doesn't come in. And we put this there so things don't spawn on this wall. On top, I'll probably just cover it lichen like I've been doing lately in other builds. I kind of like that. It's small, it's lit up, you don't really see it, and it just gives it a nice glow. The only place we won't put the slabs is this 3x3 spot in the center with the iron golem. Just so he has room. They're tall boys. These things always seem bigger when you're actually building them than when you're looking at them. Okay, as I said, I left a notch up above his head and lit it up so nothing spawned in here while we were waiting. Now we can put down a whole bunch of mushrooms, which I hope I counted right and got enough, but I probably did not. But I'm also in a swamp, and I've already seen a couple more around here. And I've got bone meal to create more. So the way this works is that mushrooms actually emit, brown mushrooms I should say, emit a light of 1, which I did not know. It works, and I tested on this version. It's not just a Java thing. But they don't have hit boxes, which means that slimes can still spawn in them, because slimes need a light level of, I think it's 7. Oh, I don't have nearly enough mushrooms. It has to be somewhat dark to place mushrooms in, but in this case I can place it in the corner, but not next to a torch. So couple the light that emits from a mushroom with the fact that mobs now need a light level of 0 to spawn, lay out this entire thing with mushrooms, and suddenly only slimes can spawn in, no other mobs. And that's where the genius comes in. This is my last stack of mushrooms. That is where the genius goes out. This John over here didn't know how to propagate mushrooms, so we're going to teach him. Okay, buddy, listening? You're not even... Oh. Well, you can just review later, then. Just bye. Get yourself a block of mycelium or podzol. Place down a mushroom, daylight, boop, boop, boop. Sometimes it's one, sometimes it's a bunch. Break it. Start the whole process over. Very easy. Sometimes these get very tall, though. You need to stack up to get to the top. That's fine. He didn't even stick around for the end. Oh, there he is. He's back again. Did you see that? Well, I'm not showing you again. I did build a ridiculous temporary dirt awning so I could place mushrooms down here on the edge. While slimes aren't exactly the most dangerous mob in the game, they do get annoying. So I don't really want to be attacked by them while I'm doing this. It's important that you have mushrooms on every single block in here. One missing mushroom could be the difference between a working slime farm and a non-working slime farm that is now full of a hostile mob that may try to shoot you in the face, or blow you up, or eat your face off. Have fun with your buddies there, Iron Golem. And now we can button this up. Before I build my AFK platform, I actually went ahead and lit up this platform here. Once again, you can use slabs, you can use other lights. This is probably about the worst way to do it. I burned through a lot of bone meal. It took me a long time. But it's still small, low to ground, and works. So I went ahead. Honestly though, cheaper, quicker slabs. Now, using whatever method you want to get up into the air, get up to level 108. And once again, build with whatever material you care to use. I'm going to go ahead and leave the scaffolding in here as a way in and out. So I'm going to build a fairly small box. Oh, of course, new moon. That means no slime spawns at all, so it's going to take a few days to get a good test. Guess we got extra time to build the AFK spot. And to learn how to say AFK spot. And these lights are purplish enough. It is nice to have that option finally, although I still prefer sea lanterns. Build this however you want. Make sure it's spawn proof on top. And just hang out here. The amount of slime balls you'll get out of this actually depends on what level you're playing. Easy, normal, hard. It also depends on the time of the quote-unquote month, which is like every 8 Minecraft days. You saw before it was a new moon, no slimes will spawn in a swamp. Full moon, most slimes will spawn. So in that 8-day cycle, you'll kind of get more or less, and it'll average it out to whatever you get on like a 4 or 5. Also, the longer time you spend in the area, the higher your hardness value goes up. It's the same thing that causes skeletons and zombies to spawn with more and more gear. The longer you're in that area, the harder the game gets for you, and the more chances there are for gear like that, and in this case, higher numbers of spawn. Il Mango said something like max out 50 hours, which is like 2 solid days of AFK. Today I learned that crying obsidian produces light. To level 10! How did I not know this? I use it. I've been using it for years! Obviously not in hostile mob farms. So I'm going to go through, pick up all these mushrooms that are on crying obsidian, and I'm going to go rip all the crying obsidian out, which remember, it's just as hard as regular obsidian, so that'll be fun. And I'm going to replace it with a light that doesn't produce, or a block that doesn't produce light. For extra irony, earlier I checked the light level of amethyst blocks to make sure they weren't producing light. If you saw this problem from the beginning, I hope you already commented. Hope you feel vindicated now. And I hope you join the Discord server. Tell me all the other stuff I'm missing because that'd be nice. Thanks. Links in the description. If you can hear a bunch of popping sounds, don't worry about that. It is the 3rd of July. My country likes to celebrate by blowing parts of ourselves up. Okay, so now that we've got non-lighting blocks in here, let's go ahead, remove the torches again. Oh yeah, that's nice and dark. I bet we'll have a lot better luck. And by we, I mean me. I bet you already had a lot better luck because you saw the mistake I was making, didn't even do it, or hopefully watch this video all the way through before you start it, and so you see the mistake I made. Even more hopefully, I gave you a warning ahead of time so you knew not to make the same mistake. I mean, it also gives the iron golem just a nice little glow. You don't know how happy I was to open this a few seconds ago and see the contents. I am low on slime. All the slime that I've gathered on this world for the last year and have used in the last month has just been finding slime around and just killing them then. No farms. I don't think anyone has a farm on the server yet. Everyone, come use this. It's cool. Do you know where it is? Here, I'll show you how close it is. You turn around here. You see that half an outpost? We've seen this before. Because it's the half of outpost when it was whole that we used for our raid. Multiple raids. I was playing on my old PC and was more likely to hit Jonathan than I was a raider. Yeah, so go to the Guardian farm that only I can use effectively, and even then it's kind of iffy right now. Shoot off in this direction, land on the square Oreo, and climb up to the AFK spot. Hope you enjoyed that video. Hope you didn't make the same mistake I did. If you want to see why I'm using so much slime, watch the next video. Be sure to check out the rest of the Forever Bedrockers. Thanks for all watching. I'll talk to you later.